Abortion is murder. Yes.
So are you saying you want to have control over a woman's body just because you got her pregnant?
I have a say. I actually put it inside of you.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Some women do like to be trad wives. They want to stay home, they want to take care of their families, they want to do all of that. That is perfectly fine.
I would not see my sister choose to be a housewife, and I would tell you, okay, I think this is the best choice for you.
For every single month in 2024, a woman was killed. In January, a pregnant woman for 7 months was killed by her husband. In February, 12 girls were killed in Borno. In March, a girl was a 3-year-old girl.
You have no control over what a woman decides to do with her body. The moment you realize that...
Stay in your father's house. Why are you getting married?
What the f*** are you?
My name is Pro-Feminist.
Pro-Feminist, you're a bloody fool! Get out! You're a bloody fool! What the f*** are you staying in your father's house? What the f*** are you? Do you have a house? What the f*** are you? F*** off!
Here are the prompts we'll be discussing on today's episode. Our first prompt is, feminism today is no longer about equality, it's about hating men. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Our fastest fingers were Sally and GD. Please take the podium.
I'm in the middle of that. And why I would say that is because I definitely have friends who would choose to be feminist. Just yesterday I had a conversation with my friend and she believes herself to be a core feminist and I don't have a problem with it, right? The people that are the loudest in feminism are the people on Twitter. And what are those people pushing? Maybe that's not what the person that feminism or the ideology stands for. However, the loudest people always have the loudest influence.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Where has hating men gotten us to?
I think hating men is profitable. It generates lots of engagement online. I mean, gender peace is not profitable. Gender war is. I don't think if you're pushing peaceful conversation, you're going to go viral. The platform love it, right?
If you have friends who are core feminists and you're very comfortable with them, you're comfortable to still be around the same space with them, why are you taking the view of what is being seen on Twitter as a general view for everyone? You're saying, oh, the loudest have the most impacts. Yeah, I can agree with that to some extent, but you also have to agree that we don't just wake up one day and decide to start a fire. Something ignited that fire, and however way we want to start the fire is nobody's business. If it gets our voice heard, then our voice will be heard. And you can't say hating men. There are things that have happened. There are stories you see come on Twitter every day, and you're filled with rage. Why? Because a man is the perpetrator of
Hold on.
that.
GD, please go back to your seats. You've been voted out by your teammates.
So I'm Great in Wisdom, short is GD. I work in marketing. I was on the anti-feminist side. Feminism makes us view life like, oh, life is all about oppressing women. Oppressing women exists. However, the truth remains that life is wider than that. I wish I could come on this show and not have a side. Younger people tend to go towards these media sources. At the end of the day, people thought on the internet still influence. As much as you call me out and say, oh, Twitter is not real life, bro, people that are just framing their own view of the world, right? They've never experienced these things. That's what they read. They're on social media, right? So those places matter at the end of the day.
Salama, you pick a new opponent.
You can come forward. No, you can start.
Feminism right now is more of misandrist. You can't just say that, oh, all men are this, all men are that. And whereby you can't say all women are this, all women are that. If someone doing something bad, it's human-based. It's not about a gender.
But when we speak about certain things that are being done, looking at the statistics, who is the perpetrator of this thing that is being done? When you hear of cases, do you think, oh yeah, a woman did that, his mother did that? So when you hear of certain things, you can't just assume and say, oh, it's not a gender war. It is a gender war when women are losing their lives every day. And we're not looking at Nigeria at large. We're talking of everywhere. You don't hear situations of a woman beat her husband up. So even you staying here, you don't know who is going to do whatever to you tomorrow. So you standing on your opposing side is an insult to women in general.
Hold on. Salama, you've been voted out by your teammates.
I'm Sally. I am a law student, writer, voiceover artist, amongst other things, feminist. I can't ever imagine myself not being on a team that supports me and gives me access to be more than I currently am. As a woman, you need to see that in your day-to-day activities, being a woman alone cancels you out. Being anti-feminist, you fail to realize the struggle you face because you're seeing it as normal. But when you view it from a standpoint of being a feminist, you can then see that, okay, this is structurally wrong. See, men do not toot their horns for women. Do not toot your horns for a man. Because at the end of the day, they will leave you dry in the desert. So don't come and be saying, International Men's Day, men are not speaking up. What happened to their mouth? Speak for yourself. Stand for your side.
Moyege, pick a new opponent.
So I'm going to talk about what
hello.
she said. Men are the people doing more. You are talking about men, women. Do you know men do get raped by women too? Do you know that men do get killed by women too?
When men come out and they say they get assaulted, they say it's in a very jokey manner. But with women, it's very personal. Even when men come out to speak about their abuse, their fellow men are bringing them down. So you need to pick a side, and you need to be on the good side, so that whenever anything happens, you have the support of women beside you.
I really do love how much you're trying so hard to make sense. I'm not going to say I am actually disappointed in the fact that you think this, because I really do think a certain level of somebody's intelligence is what makes them pick a side. However, there was something you said that was very interesting that caught my attention that made me want to have a conversation with you. And that was misandry. Now, what do you think misandry is?
Hate on women.
So now, hate on women. Hate on men. Give me an example of how women have hated men in Nigeria, and ask me how misogyny has been perpetrated in Nigeria, and I'll clearly tell you.
Thank you.
Now, give me a
answer
practical
that.
example.
She has been voted out.
My name is Lawal Moyege. I'm also known as Big Mo. I'm into art, I'm into fashion, and I'm into content creation. What I've seen in today's world about feminism, it has lost its essence. It's no longer about, we are fighting for women's rights, we're fighting for women, but it's more about, we're hating on men. This was not the main purpose of feminism.
Please pick a new opponent.
So let me hear from you. I was saying something. For every single month in 2024, a woman was killed. For every single month. I would love you to mention the month, and I'll give you the names of those women. In January, a pregnant woman for 7 months was killed by her husband. Imagine you're married to somebody, because I'm very sure you're of the school of thought that yes, marriage is every single thing, right?
No,
and you
not,
happen, okay, you're not. Okay, that's really beautiful, seeing that you do not support feminism. In February, 12 girls were killed in Borno. In March, a girl was a 3-year-old girl. This is misogyny, and I would love you to point out misandry this same way. In April, a woman was killed again. I think this was in Ogun State. In June, another lady was, every single month, this thing exists. And again, it has also been proven fact by UNICEF that a woman leaving her parents' house to going to get married, that's the most dangerous place for women today. So please, when you guys say misandry, for example, I call you that you're mad. Is that what misandry is? A lot of you do not understand the meaning of feminism itself. Most of you just pick a side. Most of you just see something, see it from one point, and automatically go with it.
Okay. So we don't disagree on what the problem is. I'm not going to answer your question because that's not my stand. What has talking about it ad nauseum done?
I'll tell you what has talking about it done. But the thing is,
we're going to pause there. Our teammates voted her out. You can now pick a new opponent.
I really do not think feminism today is about hating men. It has never been. Hatred is a normal social construct. Anybody can hate anybody. I can hate you now without anything. I really cannot lie. When I walked in, I really did not like your persona. You were so big. Now, that's normal. Does that mean I would now term it as I hate muscular people? For that reason, we should make it a word. So we get it that, yes, some people could be vulgar towards men, but we cannot compare that vulgarism. It's really two different things entirely.
Oh, okay. So I will come in by saying, first of all, I am not against women. I'm just anti-hypocrisy or anything that wears the umbrella feminism, especially in Nigeria. The Nigerian idea or perception of feminism is a totally different one. You talked about misandry. I will tell you, in 2023, Nigerian domestic violence and sexual DSNV or something like that recorded over 430 victims. And these are just men who actually came out to talk.
And they were by women.
Hold on. Somebody talked about, I think, your partner. And I'll tell you something. Over 80%, not my statistics, you can actually check, over 80% of men were sexually abused by older women.
So now, let me give you another...
Hold on. If you are talking about equality,
why don't we treat pedophiles, like we call them, for men? Why don't we treat women the same way? I have a friend, he was by 3 girls. There is this girl we know, a couple of times we've met her at auditions, and she was like, I live alone. You can come and stay in my house. And he went. They drugged him. According to him, he said it was not so effective. And the next thing, they point out the gun. There are 3 girls living in the room, self-contained or whatever it is, I don't know. And they raped this guy. Now, if a man comes out to tell you, what do you say? You know, enjoy him. Or they'll tell you, how woman go hold you. You know, be man. You hear words like that, and it's crazy.
It's that 80% of men faced this single thing. Are you trying to say because they're facing this thing, women should not speak for their rights?
I'm trying to say you are saying equality, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that.
And when has women said men shouldn't speak for men? Okay, men has been blah, blah, blah. Continue, like...
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you.
Why do you guys have issues with feminists when they want to talk about women?
Let's talk about family and court bias. Hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you something. There is no law.
Hold on. He has been voted out by his teammates. Please choose a final teammate to round off this prompt.
Welcome.
Right.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you.
right, so what I was saying earlier is when a man is accused of, he's actually charged according to the law.
Yeah.
But there is no working law that has a penalty for a woman that is a man. They'll tell you women cannot actually physically, whatever it is that they target.
Okay.
But if you are preaching equality, how about we can also, face these women who are committing these crimes the same way the men are facing the law?
Okay, thank you very much. And I'll say something. Under the VAP Act, violence against, people, it provides, for women, for men who are abused, although it's not tagged as but then it's also abuse, sexual abuse. So I'll counter that by saying that. Now, the prompt says feminism is no longer about equality. It's not about hating men. I believe strongly that is just a distraction from the main thing, right? Misogyny exists, misandry exists too, but misogyny is way higher than misandry.
What prompts that?
The statistics say it. How
There's
women
always a
are being
reason for something.
How women are being treated. Hating men is there. I'm granted. I know that there are some feminists that are vocal about it, and that narrative is out there. However, we cannot, because of that, shift away from the main focus of feminism, which is equality. So right now, equality is what we're fighting for. It's what we're standing for.
Now let me ask you a question.
So when our voices are higher, when we speak more, and we educate more people about the main reason and the main purpose for feminism, man-hating narrative will be shifted aside, and we can focus on the main purpose.
First of all, what you just explained is fantastic, but I stand to be corrected. The Nigerian perception of feminism is not what you explained, one. Secondly, I want to ask a question. You guys are after equality or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you believe men and women are equal or can be equal?
Yeah.
How?
Equality does not mean we are the same thing. Equality does not mean
equality,
sameness.
beautiful.
Equality means
let's talk
respect.
about
Equality means the same
let's talk about the huge amount of extortion on men who wants to get married. Let's talk about the huge amount of extortion. Listen, in Africa, marriage survives on the man's bride price.
You are stepping out of the prompt.
Hold on.
That is not what we're talking about here.
Talk about equality.
No.
Let me
Why
finish.
is marriage come to the conversation?
Time up.
My name is Sharon. I'm a final year law student, a writer, and I am a feminist. For a while, I kind of struggled with, the label feminism. Just because, there's some people that practice misinformed feminism does not mean that, there are not others who are still focused on the main aim. The vibe I got of Mr. Rudiman, I think he has internalized misogyny from the things he was saying, his aura, he's giving, alpha male, as a woman, who are you, that kind of vibe.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, now will be the perfect time to hit the subscribe button and like the video. We are really, really close to 300,000 subscribers. We appreciate if you help us get there. Now, let's get back into the show. Our next prompt is, gender roles exist for a reason and it should be maintained. In 3, 2, 1, go. Sally and GD, you're the fastest fingers.
I don't think I fully buy into that, but the fact that you don't buy into something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. However, we can clearly see that there are certain things that people are more predisposed to do than the others.
Based on what?
I mean...
Who decides
Give
that?
me an example. Cooking. Predisposed to who?
I mean, you have to let me finish.
Okay, finish.
When I say people are predisposed to something,
Yes.
I mean, for example, I don't know what you do, right? But a career path could be good for you, but not good for me. I mean, not everybody can be doctors.
Fair
not
enough.
everybody can be lawyers. There's a thing that people actually say that the other gender is quite emotional. Excuse me. So
The
I
other
don't
gender?
wait. Hold on.
We don't have
hold
data.
on. Hold on. So I'm not talking about it from the standpoint of it being a bad thing that women are emotional.
You didn't specify
Hold
what gender,
on,
so I'm not
hold
going
on.
to assume. So what gender are you talking about?
We only have. I don't want to say that, but
What gender are you talking about? Help me out. You said the other gender. You said male or female.
The genders we accept in Nigeria.
What gender is the emotional one? Say it. Now you bring them, talk them now.
Hold on, please. Really appreciate that.
They don't buzz you.
Hold. Picking your opponent.
Please, Suits, come forward.
Before you continue what you need to say, I want to make you understand something. First, yelling does not mean you're winning an argument.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm sounding like a naive person who wants to understand what you believe. So you educate me now, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
You're in your early 30s. You don't need me to educate you on gender roles. You don't need me to educate you on feminism. You don't need me to educate you on any fucking thing. For you to come here, you have a phone. You have eyes to see what's going on in the world. I would not educate you. You're a grown-ass man. You know fully well what's right and what's wrong. That's why you chose that side. So you cannot tell me to educate you on anything. I think it's very uncultured of you to come on a show like this and not have an idea on what's happening on both sides. You have lived over 3 decades. When you see our reactions to certain things, you should just know off the bat that, oh wait, for this to provoke such a reaction out of this person, then it means it's something much more deep-rooted than we're seeing it to be. So I'm not going to educate anybody who's also not open to learning.
I'll ask you a question again.
Fine, ask.
Are men and women equal?
That's not the prompt. I'm going to ask you a question going by the prompts.
When you answer me, then I'll go ahead with what I'm saying.
See, if you don't answer, they will buzz you out. Another person go enter.
We are not even fighting.
It's not hard. You don't reach out that one. Please.
Let's have a
going by the prompt, gender roles. So let me ask you, what is your perception of gender roles?
Are men and women equal?
What is your perception on gender roles?
You can't answer my question with a
What is the
question.
fucking prompt? What is the prompt?
Listen to me, wait.
You cannot bring a prompt from what you had before and change the entire prompt. What is the prompt?
Calm down, my darling. Let me tell you something. Wait.
Stop it!
Wait.
Are you joking?
Wait.
Who's your darling?
Let me tell you something.
Please buzz me out. Are you joking? Who's your darling?
You are triggered. That's okay.
Who's your darling?
Thank you.
Don't go there.
Brilliant. You've been voted out by your teammates. Sally, pick a new opponent.
My name is Paul Rudiment. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a bodyguard team. I'm a professional drummer and entertainer. I grew up with 2 sisters and I have a mother. I can't be talking ill of women. I love women. I'm a makeup artist and my clients are women. The Nigerian feminist idea or movement, their umbrella is flagging around. Their flag is everywhere. And what they're after is fighting men, trying to yoke equality with men. Just irritated by the things I see online. It's all about bitter women. If he can't send you money while you're in the relationship, you are not a woman also works, we are equal. What if a woman is working, the man is supposed to bow, you know? And all of those shit, it gets me really pissed.
Rudiman, as a person, I think he's a bloody fool and a misogynist. Women should steer clear of him because he doesn't even see you as an individual. He sees you as a property. He already has the textbook appearance of a misogynist. And this is not me trying to stereotype, but we do have to believe that there are stereotypes that people fall into. At no point did I use any tone of endearment for him, but then you going ahead to call me my darling, I don't know you from anywhere, really, man. It just goes to show that even when men are explaining things to women, they're talking to a child. We're here equally, together.
I asked the question, you are not answering.
Hey, please, you've left.
Why is she being dramatic?
I'm a woman, according to him.
Okay, so gender roles do exist for a reason. Male energy is different from female energy, and they are predisposed to certain things. Now, what I do not agree with is they must be upheld. Different things work for different relationship dynamics, and that is one of the core issues I have with feminism because it kind of shuts out every other opinion. Every other dissenting voice is just, you shout over them, it's not valid, and all of that. Now, some women do like to be trad wives. They want to stay home, they want to take care of their families, they want to do all of that. that is perfectly fine. There's absolutely no reason to label them pick-me's, regressing feminism, betrayal to womanhood. That is the rhetoric online a lot of the time. If you're really about choice, then you will acknowledge the fact that femininity exists on a spectrum.
Before feminism came into play, there was no child wife. You didn't have an option to be a career woman. Feminism fought against the very thing that happened, which is being a traditional wife or a stay-at-home wife. Now, they fought and won, yes. But you also have to admit the fact that there are certain choices that even you, with a very clear eye, you cannot say that this is the right choice for you. Now, I'm not against anyone choosing. Let me land. I am not against anybody choosing whatever works for them, but you also need to have a plan B. I would not see my sister choose to be a housewife, and I would tell you, okay, I think this is the best choice for you. I'm coming. I let you speak without interrupting you, so please let me do just that. Thank you very much. Please, I'm not talking to you. Anyways, I would give my sister options. You want to be a housewife, but be a housewife that is not fully dependent on your husband. You have something to fall back on. You're not starting from the scratch. You're living your life for something. You're exchanging your life for something. Being a mother is not the biggest fulfillment in the world. You can be a mother. It is.
Hold. Salama, you've been voted up by your teammates.
I am a radical feminist. I do not necessarily believe in choice feminism. How are you upholding the choices that we fought for to get to this particular place?
If you are against some women and their choices, it's very patronizing for you to say that these women can't have come to those decisions by themselves. That in itself is ironic because it's anti-woman. There are different kinds of women and they all have the right to express their femininity in their own way, in the way that comes naturally to them.
Nia, pick a new person to debate.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm inclined to agree with some of what you said. I do believe that the gender roles exist, but I don't think that it should be enforced for everybody. Where I disagree with you is you talked about the pick-me's on Twitter. There are men on Twitter who want to uphold the structure that is, which is patriarchy. They want a wife that would wake up by 2 a.m. and cook because they're hungry, or your wife just gave birth and you want to have sex the very next day, right? And you see men who come to defend men like that. Those are pick-me's because you want that man to, catch your like.
That's where the problem comes, because there is no universal definition of a pick-me. There is no universal definition of what a feminist is.
So there's always the extremists in every movement, right? And I don't think it is fair to take their opinion as the...
But they're the loudest.
My name is Fintan, and I'm a dental technologist. And I'm a feminist because every person, male or female, should be given an equal chance to be whatever they want to be, live however they want to live. They keep pointing out the extremism in feminism. And it's like, we all know that in every movement, in every religion, there are always extremist people. Anybody who abandons a movement or a belief because of the extremists didn't really believe in that thing in the first place. Yes, you.
Okay, sure thing. All right. So what I was trying to say is that women are more predisposed to emotions, which means they are more predisposed to professions that make them more empathetic. Even if it's not all women, like what she displayed right there. So not all women are that way. A man is more predisposed to be aggressive.
Which is why there are gender roles, right? Okay. If you're predisposed to being more emotional and empathetic, great, go into whatever profession you want, right? Awesome. But then if you're not, there are women who are more masculine than you are,
I actually agree
and they
with
will
that.
excel in male-dominated
remember I used the word
where
average.
you wouldn't, even as a man, right?
Remember I used the word averagely. I mean, there are women are even more intellectual.
Are we agreeing that there are gender roles, however, it shouldn't apply to everybody? Are we agreeing on that?
That was what I agreed to earlier.
Okay.
I was like, I drift more towards the part that gender roles do exist. The fact that I don't believe in something does not mean it doesn't exist.
Pick a new person to debate.
Okay. All right, so I'll go with it. Okay, welcome. So I saw that your teammate earlier brought up the patriarchy, and I have like a major point for that. Everybody comes and speak online and say, oh, the patriarchy is the patriarchal system that is ensuring that, oh, women are oppressed. What is the patriarchy? The way anybody will view it is like we have a certain number of men at the back there and thinking, oh, I want to hurt a woman today. I think that they Hold on. So at the end of the day, it's not actually the patriarchy. There's a system that doesn't favor everybody. And it's fine to say, oh, let's go back to the constitution. Oh, let's talk about this. And let's allow, because most of these systems you're calling comes from the constitution. I mean, is it Twitter that is going to change it for you? It's not the lawmakers?
So I think you've been speaking to the fact of Twitter so much, and I think that's like the
That is the
ideology
loudest
most
people.
of you guys have had.
Those are the loudest.
That being said,
and that is what everybody's going to know.
That's being said.
I mean, this is going to be posted on the internet. People on Twitter are going to watch it and they're going to have opinions on YouTube.
The point I'm trying to make is there's something very particular about you guys who think feminism
Please
is
don't call
bad.
me guys. You don't know me. You're meeting me for the first time.
You guys, that means the spectrum, like all of you as a
don't
whole,
know.
you and your team and everybody online that believe feminism
I
is a
can't say
problem.
women.
Do you know one beautiful thing about
No,
you?
everybody-
You really are a smart mouth and you really think you're really, really smart. Meanwhile, you are the empty barrel who makes the loudest noise.
Time
Now,
up.
I'm coming somewhere.
Time
No, like,
up.
I'm really interested in you.
Hold on. If that makes you
Also,
sleep well
I really
at
want
night.
us to get something.
Awesome.
I want us to get something. My name is Kunke. I am currently in school, UNILAG. I really consider myself to be like an averagely intelligent person, and I believe every intelligent person should be a feminist. It's all those kind of, very loud people. Their opinions, it's not like they're entirely stupid, but it's just that their opinions are always so restricted. He's an intelligent person, I would give him that, but he lacks a particular tool that he can use to like mobilize his intelligence, which is logic. So I don't know, maybe because I study law, and the first thing they'll do with you in law is they'll teach you logic. You'll be able to like apply logic into every single thing. The boy does not apply logic into every single thing, and I think he's very opinionated. He's just a loud mouth, and he lacks social cue, social etiquette.
Our next prompt is: abortion is a fundamental human right. Men should have no say in it. 3, 2, 1, go. Salama and Rudiment, you are the fastest fingers. Please take the podiums.
Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree?
It is not.
Are you the one carrying the pregnancy?
Are you the one that put it there?
Hey! So it's by putting it there. So are you saying you want to have control over a woman's body just because you got her pregnant?
You don't own it.
Who owns it?
You don't.
Who owns it?
You don't own your body
Who
completely.
owns the body? You're
When-
not answering the question.
when-
If I don't own my body, who owns my body?
Okay,
Do
hold
you
on.
own your body?
Hold on. I don't own my body completely.
So who owns your
You're
body?
accountable to some persons.
Who is the person you're accountable to?
Okay, let me ask you a
When
question.
you die, does anybody die with you?
Let me ask
Do
you
they
a
bury
question.
another person in the casket?
Let me ask you a question. If there is a curfew and you're told not to come out by 12, you own your body, can you come out?
I would come out if there's a need for me to, and if I do come out and something happens to me, I bear the consequences.
You can't come out. Abortion is murder.
Murder by
Yes,
who?
it is.
Do you use condoms when you have sex?
That is private. You can't ask me
How is that private? How
can't
is
ask me that.
abortion not private, but condoms when you're having sex is
Why
private?
are you asking me? So tell
Why is
me
it
if
because
I'm
you have a
honest.
certain perception you want people to have of you, and you don't want them to
I'm
have
telling
that?
you that's an abortion because that's the living thing inside of you.
Oh my God,
So I have a
really?
say. I actually put it inside of you.
Oh my God, really?
Did you
so
form
if
the
you
baby
say I
yourself?
so if you say I shouldn't terminate the pregnancy, I should leave it.
Why would you terminate a bill?
I wouldn't even want you to be the father to my child, so I wouldn't even tell you jack shit. You have
I
nothing
really
with the
can
pregnancy.
tell what lives inside
Aside
of
from
you,
your
I can
sperm,
tell.
you can tell what lives in me. Let me guess, Jezebel.
I
Or
can
what?
tell.
Tell me, what lives inside of me?
You don't talk as though you want to pass a message. You are here to fight. We are not
Oh, I'm
fighting.
here to fight. Let me tell you something. You have no control over what a woman decides to do
I
with
do.
her body. The moment you realize
Stay
that,
in your father's house. Why are you getting
what
married?
the fuck are you?
Stay in your father's
What
house.
the fuck are you?
My name is Paul Rudiment.
Paul Rudiment, you're
Yes.
a bloody fool. Get out. You're a bloody fool. What the fuck are you staying in your father's house? What the fuck are you? Do you have a house? Look at how you're dressed. Do you have a fucking house? What the fuck are you? Fuck off.
I feel like that's so childish. She has really shown me who she really is. And I won't want to be so extra enough to refer her to those that trained her. Probably people that trained her were actually good people. She learned that from some couple of friends or whatever she's driven by. Being rude, being lousy. It's actually the first time somebody will insult me on camera. And sometimes in a conversation like this, it's about the person, not even the topic. I appreciate myself for being so mature enough to stay calm because I know what that will result to. I mean, no woman can look me to the face. No woman. No woman. Because if I don't insult you, you have no right to do that. And when you insult me, you know what that means. I mean, there's a repercussion for it.
He sent her back to her father's house. Why would you do that? If it was me, you wouldn't do that. You used innuendo to imply the fact that somebody does not have a house, and she took it. She's asking you the obvious, which clearly you don't have. You can't work out. Later, you will go on Twitter, women are very emotional. Women shouldn't handle this leadership role because they're emotional and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you're the one who cannot even handle common debate.
I know how I can be. So I came here knowing fully well that these are very sensitive topics. I would trigger somebody. So if someone else triggers me, it's fair game. Air out your opinions however way you want to. If walking off is how you want to deal with it.
Sally she's a fantastic person. I met her today and she's wonderful. She's very passionate about this whole thing. She probably went overboard and it got a bit disrespectful. I would say that. However, she just reacted based on what he said.
So first of all, you were talking about abortion. I mean, I do not police people's body. It's your body. However, I feel like when people do have sex with the context of marriage, there is that chance for both of them to have a conversation. The way you're saying it is like, oh, people get married and they are all yelling at themselves, like they cannot have a simple conversation. And she's like, oh, it's my body, it's not your body.
Said that, though.
But that's your reaction. I
You
mean,
said
an action
it shouldn't
speak,
imply anything, so don't
actions
imply
speak
anything
louder
about
than
me
words.
either. Did I explicitly say that?
Your actions show this.
Pause.
I can get temperamental. I am opinionated. I am proud of it. You cannot use it to shame me. Because they made several mentions of the loudest that always call me. I don't really send. As long as I have said my piece, I will say however the way I want to say it. You take it.
Salama, you've been voted out by all of your teammates. GD, pick a new opponent.
So for the longest time, I've actually struggled with my opinion on abortion because it is 9 months of their life, right? Yes, it takes a man and a woman to have a child, but it takes 5 minutes to ejaculate.
Exactly.
And it takes 9 months to carry a
It
baby.
takes less than that for some people.
In a marriage, right? So, I mean, you're already married, so I think the idea is that if you're married, you want to have kids, you guys have already discussed it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're pregnant, then it means you probably won't want to keep that child. But let's assume that it was a mistake, right? And you don't want to keep that child. I think, you should still have the conversation.
Hold on. GD, you've been voted out by your teammates. Please pick a new opponent.
Yes. Yes, so in a marriage, when one is pregnant, there is a conversation to be had. However, it should fall mostly to the woman because that is, like I said, 9 months of her life. Childbearing obviously lies more on the woman. It is selfish of a man to consider himself first over a pregnant woman because while it hurts you that you might not have that child, right, it wouldn't hurt you as much as it hurts the woman who doesn't want to have that child because that's a whole 9 months.
We agree on a lot of the same when it comes to abortion. The only thing I don't believe is that it shouldn't be used as a form of contraceptive. It's completely the woman's prerogative. Men should keep their mouths out of it because it has nothing to do with
we
them.
agree.
We do agree.
Yes.
I feel like talking has brought us as far as it can bring us. What else can we do
I don't think
beyond
so.
speaking?
Except they brought us this far because you're here, right?
Yes, and there's nothing that you can do
Great.
right now that I'm not
And I
allowed to
think
do.
that's right. What I think is we are still living in a very male-dominated society,
are,
right?
yes.
In Nigeria, how many lawmakers we have? Mostly
Who is
men.
going to undominate it? Men? They'll see their
Hold
power.
on.
That's not gonna
This is
happen.
why we're having this conversation.
Pause.
Because
We've had enough.
Please, you've been voted out by your teammates. Nia, pick a new opponent.
We've had 4 waves of feminism. At each point, the feminists have come to discuss what has been happening at that point in time. So the second wave has come to, to continue from where they stopped. I know right now the issue is that, the narrative of feminism has been switched. So what we're here to do is now to shift that narrative, and unfortunately, it's going to take us so much more time. We're here, we're having the conversation because we're trying to educate people that this is what feminism is.
I think they're overeducated at this point.
What
I
does
feel like
overeducation mean?
Yes, because I feel like we flogged the same. We just keep reiterating what the problem is over and what are the action steps.
That's the thing.
How are we going to
That is
move
the
from
thing.
here to here? Because all talking will do is keep us in exactly the same
That's the thing.
position.
We are still talking about it because people still don't understand the concept.
Pause. Nia, you've been voted out by your teammates. Sharon, please pick a new opponent.
My name is Nia. I am a writer and a publicist. I would call myself pro-female anti-feminist because my own is about actually moving the gender forward. We agree on a lot of the core issues. What we disagree on is the approach to solving these issues. I don't believe that talking about it and villainizing men is the answer. I don't believe that replacing the patriarchy with a matriarchy, another imbalance. It's talked out at this point. I feel like we've evolved beyond the point where talking can still do anything. The first wave, the second wave, they fought for our rights to vote, to own property, to do all of that. Now we have that. Now it's time to use those rights. Women also have a part to play beyond just outrage.
I don't think we can talk about something too much. While we're talking about it, there are people on the field also doing some work, right? Because the enlightenment is very, very, very important.
Hi.
Hi. So do you agree with the prompt? Should men have a say in abortion?
Of course, yes.
Why?
Do you agree husbands and wives are partners?
Yeah, they're partners.
So, if we are partners, forming a child biologically is a joint effort. Do you agree?
Okay, yeah.
So, if we have a joint account, does that imply that you have a say in that money and I also have a say?
First off, I think it is highly disrespectful
Please, answer me.
to call a woman's body, to relate it to an account.
I'm trying
Let's
to...
start with that. And also, I think it's a flawed argument to only relate abortion or pregnancy in the concept of marriage.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this real quick.
Because it happens outside of it as well.
I'll say this real quick while you continue.
Okay.
What makes a conversation more educative is that when someone is talking, you want to get what the person is really saying.
The thing now I'm saying is, even in that conversation, we correct certain terms that are used. Even if you're making an example, let us be sensitive about it.
Can you at least just answer me? So listen to my nonsense.
No, I don't agree. You cannot relate a woman's body to an account, no.
Then I don't think we have anything to say.
You can use another example. You can use something else to relay your message, but then liking a woman's body to a bank account, a joint bank account, that's very demeaning. He wouldn't call a man's body a joint bank account. So why do that to a woman? I know people might say, oh, you're doing too much, it's not that deep, but it is very deep.
I only asked a question. It's a question. Just answer me, then I'll go ahead.
Pause! Rudiment, you've been voted out by your teammates.
The baby inside of you, it was put in there by me. The only reason I feel like you can do an abortion is if it's at the expense of your life. That's the only reason that I can take and that I feel like it's sensible. Originally, when God created man and woman, is to go and multiply. If you don't want to have kids, don't have sex. They are objects you can use to satisfy yourself. Now you are pregnant, you are telling me it's your decision. It is our decision to have kids, to put it there, but it's your decision to take it out.
Pick a new opponent.
I fundamentally disagree with the whole men shouldn't have a say. Agree with the whole men should have.
Yeah.
But I think the point he is trying to make is in the context of a marriage.
Yeah.
I feel like there should still be a conversation had between both of them.
Yeah.
The final decision should be the woman.
Definitely. I agree with that completely.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
both
as long
of them
as-
should have the conversation because
Yes, there should
the
definitely
woman alone cannot conceive the child or,
And then just go and get it aborted. That's
but
not-
Fundamentally, it is the woman's choice because it is her body.
Yes.
So I agree
exactly.
with that,
So I
yeah.
agree with that.
Nia, you were voted out.
All right. So for the most part, I do agree with you, and I feel like a woman's body should not compare to a bank account,
Yeah.
right? I definitely agree with that. So the way we are debating this thing looks like, oh, in a context of you're in a relationship with someone, you're shouting at them, you're yelling at them. I mean, people are sensible out there, right? With conversations, people will be able to say, oh, I think, okay, I want to keep the child. I don't want to keep the child. I mean, we have both decent conversations. Everybody is an adult here.
Okay, I think we're saying the same thing.
100%.
But then the point here is that
But they
simply,
said
I agree
his
with
say.
that. But
His
yeah,
say, yeah.
why we're saying that the man cannot have a say in whether what she decides to do is because it is her body.
I think that's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
That's wrong, but time up.
Time up. Our next prompt is, feminism is not our culture and is ruining romantic relationships, especially in Nigeria. 3, 2, 1, go. Fintan and GD, you're the fastest fingers.
I would say that it's true that it's not the culture. I can't determine if it's really a romantic relationship. I feel like factors play into things, right? At the end of the day, you can't just say feminism is the core thing that is ruining a romantic relationship. But I mean, it's not the culture.
I don't agree. So first of all, feminism is not a culture. It is an ideology. The Westerners, just because you heard it from them, doesn't mean that there weren't women in Nigeria.
And they call themselves feminists.
Forget about the
I
word
mean,
they
I
use.
can't forget about that.
It's like I said, hold on.
can't.
It is an ideology.
Wait, hold on.
There are women in
Hold on,
Nigeria,
hold on.
right,
No, I
who
can't.
did not
I
subscribe.
can't.
Are you
Hold
arguing
on.
that the word is the issue, or that the ideology is not a culture? Like, what's your...
Fintan, you've been voted out. GD, pick a new opponent.
I really appreciate this guy so much. He called me a smart the last time, so
before we
I
continue,
love to be a smart. I'm
Before
actually
we
real
continue-
smart. Thank
Before
you.
we continue, I really do think we're beginning to get very personal, and I want to apologize openly here for insulting you. And I'll try my
I need
best.
to take that as an insult. Right?
No,
I took it as
okay.
a compliment. Thank you so much.
It's fine. I'm just
Very
trying
smart.
to get us on the same level. Conversation revolving feminism is something that is very passionate for me. I think what angered you earlier was I kept on...
I was not angry. You complimented me. Why would I be angry?
Take by me. See,
I'm
but
not
then
angry.
again,
I said I took it as a compliment.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
Hey, Joe. Again, as I was saying, I think the thing that triggered you, that made you like kept
I was
on...
not triggered. Don't use those words.
Allow me speak. I kept on referring to your team member as you guys. And I want to speak to them too, not you in particular. So I want to keep on using an umbrella for people who support your views.
I mean, you don't know my total stance and views.
Hey,
You've not had
Jesus
that.
Christ of Nazareth.
You've not had that.
Don't care. Just go to the
Saying,
ground.
okay. But anyways, let's continue. Thank you. Please go. Next person. Go.
I'm telling you, I don't take this as an insult. I wish you just stopped and went ahead, where he was trying to always revert back. And I'm like, I'm cool with it, right? So I would not let him frame the narrative as he wants to, because for me, I see that as a compliment, and I really appreciate it.
I have taken sociology in class, and I understand so many social concepts. So when I see people say stuff like, something is not cultural, at what point does something become cultural? Do you know what culture is? Culture is a way of life. So if something has been done over a decade, over so many decades, please, who do you want to come and give you an accolade? Igwe, this thing should be part of these people. Now, what I'm trying to say is, at this point, feminism is now cultural in Nigeria.
It is?
Yeah, it is. Because
But it's still largely patriarchal.
What is called? It's still what?
Patriarchy is still the dominating culture and the
even in
prevailing
America, where
presence in
feminism
Nigeria.
started from, and in the West, where feminism started from, patriarchy still exists. Still
The
very
ratio
much
is very
exists.
different.
Yeah, exactly. And there are so many things in America that the ratio is very different. Homophobia, for once, misogyny itself, political
But if you're listing
awareness, and
homophobic
all of
countries,
that.
you're probably not going to
Like-
mention America.
Like, exactly, that's the point I'm trying to make. But like, America is still largely homophobic. It's not one of the progressive.
Largely?
Yeah, we're like a developing country now. So we learned a lot of things,
Embarrassed
basically.
of
So
some colonials,
at what
yes.
point
But-
do we now say, okay, this thing is
Pause.
cultural?
You're going to pick somebody.
Is feminism cultural? No, I don't think it is in Nigeria. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet.
Okay.
It's still largely patriarchal. Is it affecting relationships? In a sense, 50-50, all of that. I feel like these were brainchildren of very hardcore feminists. Don't open our doors, don't give us flowers. It's now perceived as the men trying to do too much, or love bombing,
love
I think is the
bombing.
word. It has affected the way we relate with men. The general gender war thing, yeah, I think that also affects relationships and romance and all of that, so yes.
You made a lot of fantastic points, but I'll say something. Feminism has existed in Africa, in Nigeria, since time immemorial, before the word even became mainstream here. We had the Aba Women's Riots. Women came out naked to fight for their rights. We had Funmilayo Ransome Kuti fighting for political rights of women. We have Chimamanda right now. We have other feminists right now. So from time immemorial, feminism has been a thing here. So saying feminism is just a Western thing is very flawed.
No, I don't believe it's just a Western thing.
Yeah, our cultural views do not necessarily align with the feminist views, but then feminism has existed in Nigeria even before the label has come.
No, I don't think it's ingrained enough, at least maybe until now, for it to say it's part of African culture.
So feminism is not coming here to say, men, you go, or women, you be on top. Feminism is fighting for the political, economic, and social equality of both sexes.
Beautiful. I love that you mentioned
That is
political.
yes.
Now, this is
that
what I've been
is
saying
the
about talking.
definition of feminism.
Now, we're talking about doing now.
Okay, you're very loud.
Every time there's an
Please speak
election,
in
how many
your
times, how
opponent.
many women typically come out to run
Pause.
for office? Technically, on paper, we can run for the same offices that men can, but do we?
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for
What's
that.
the reason?
Why feminism exists to eradicate
Please,
that.
Sharon, pick a new opponent.
Okay, so I didn't discuss the other part of the prompt, which says it is destroying romantic relationships. The patriarchy itself, as long as it suppresses women, it suppresses men as well, because it imposes unrealistic roles, unrealistic expectations of men. Or as a man, don't cry. Or as a man, you cannot be too emotional. Or as a man, don't do this, don't do that. But feminism is here to say you can breathe.
Are you saying feminism in support of men?
Yes. Both sexes, that is the point here. I know that we have strayed at some point, people have strayed, but then the main essence here is that it is here to fight for the equality of both sexes.
You say that feminism is fighting for equality.
Yeah.
What feminism is fighting for now is superiority. It's fighting for the upper hand. It's fighting for authority. Something that you were all against before, that, oh, men are the one, leaders are all of this. But now what feminists want is to be at the top and men to be down.
I understand what you're saying, that there are narratives out there, oh, men should be lower, women should be higher. No, we can both exist in the same space, right, and respect each other. That's what we're here to do.
But culturally, feminism was never ever part of the Nigerian system.
No, feminism has always been in existence.
It has never. It has
always
never.
been in
It
existence.
wasn't tagged feminism.
Exactly, before the war became mainstream. But it has
Sharon,
existed.
you were voted out.
I school in the north, so I still witness a lot of, child marriage, female genital mutilation still happens in some of these rural areas. We need to keep, going into these areas and changing these things and, making sure that things are better. So it's a gradual process.
Moyege, pick a new person to debate.
Very quickly, I want to touch on the second point. I honestly believe that feminism has helped marriages and relationships, and it has helped women like you, right, to escape terrible marriages. If you look in the past, right, you could say, our marriages used to last, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't lasting because everybody was happy. It was lasting because the women had no choice. If you're financially tied to your husband, everything about you is to your husband, right? Obviously, if he's not acting right, where would you go? Your father's house? No. And even if you could go to your father's house, the society views divorced women. Even today, in the 21st century, on Twitter, once they say single mom, all the men on Twitter were like, ooh, single mom, like same battle. Imagine back then, as people where you think they will leave their husband and go home. So it has helped. The only people that will say no are men, right, who have benefited from being in that marriage.
In the Yoruba culture, women still have rights. Mm-hmm. Women have a say. Women are not shut down. I don't know of other culture. Women still talk.
Are you saying that in the past, right, a woman gets married to a man, right, he's abusing her, he's beating her, right, she would happily divorce him in the 1901s.
I am not saying...
She would happily divorce the husband and go back to her father's house.
I'm not saying that. I don't have a full knowledge of something like that happening. What I'm just saying is that right from time, you have Oloris, you have all of that. Okay. So women were given rights to talk.
Just one question. Right now, would you encourage someone you know to leave a toxic marriage?
Yes, I would.
If this was 1902, right? Okay. Do you think that your answer that you would have convinced that same friend to leave her husband?
So
do you even think you would even know that her husband was abusing her in marriage? She would hide it because obviously the stigma that comes with being a divorced woman. If you leave, who's going to raise your kids? You don't have any money. You have no choice than to stay.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Feminism didn't happen because we are happy, right? It happened because a group of women felt like I could be living a better life. Right? I want to do something else that I'm not being allowed to do. So in my opinion, anybody who is anti-feminist, only anti-feminist because they want to uphold a structure that benefits them.
Our final prompt is men and women will never be truly equal. 3, 2, 1, go. GD and Kunke, please step forward and take the podium.
I hope this one can be a very decent conversation, but short thing. What I believe in is equity, right? I don't ever believe that we've never as humans achieved 50-50 in anything.
What do you think equity is?
Same access to opportunities, same access to every single thing, but it does not determine the outcome. So we go as high as saying the data that, we have underrepresentation of women in so and so. How about we look at the underrepresentation from the standpoint where people actually vie for these positions? I mean, if people are vying and they're not getting it, then we can say, okay, there's actually deep bias entrenched in the system.
You were saying they do not vie for this position. They do. Newsflash, they actually do. Not only do they apply for these positions, they are really, really competent, even more competent than the people, I'm not saying the men in general, than the people who you guys even elect. Traditionally, people always just assume and think women are supposed to be the assistants.
No.
That is not you, but my faculty and every other places has always been like that. That is the point I'm trying to make.
GD,
that's the
you
point.
pointed out Kunke, pick a new opponent.
I really want to see. But anyways, you come forward. So speaking to the prompts, they can be truly equal. It's just about the mindset. We always have this ideology that one morning everybody's going to wake up and say, oh yes, me and woman, we're already in the same. No, it starts in sections. For example, in my house, we always have this ideology that, okay, yes, the men are more powerful than the ladies. But somehow, I started growing up and I started changing that narrative. Another example is my friend. And this my friend, he has always been like a misogynist. We've not seen him in 2 years. Then he came back. And we're talking, and I was like, wait, Vincent, why are you all of a sudden speaking against, this boy is doing this? Then I got to find out that it's not being progressive, basically. So what I'm saying in essence is, I always advise women, your feminism shouldn't be a global feminism. Your feminism should start with you, your circle, as small as it is. But I have a younger sister, and that is why I'm very passionate about this conversation and this concept as a whole. The last thing I would want is to wake up one morning and come on Instagram and see one man, my sister went to go and have dinner with somebody, and somehow that person takes my sister's life. These things exist because when these situations and these conversations happen, we don't tackle the problem. We turn it to a gender war online. We turn it to, why will women be prostitutes? Why will women be ba? Why will you go out on a date? How will the marriage happen to start with? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Let me make you understand something. If there is a fight going on outside now, and you need to leave this place by all means, who do you expect to protect you, a man or a woman?
I can't lie.
Can you just
if a
answer me?
fight is happening here, I am a man, you go protect me. As a man.
Okay,
you go
thank you very
stand there,
much.
you go
Now,
do am.
let me go ahead to say something. I am not against women, but I'm here to tell you that men and women can never be equal. If you're preaching equality, you should talk about value. Let me give you an instance. The money male sports generate is about 3 times...
Why is that?
Hold on. It's about 3 times the money women's sport generates. Let me tell you, hold on, let me just finish. The viewers, people watching at the stadium, the men don't go to their house to invite them. They do themselves, they decide to come out, they pay to watch. Let's move slightly to the military. You need to understand that nobody is telling the women not to go and fight or not to come forward. Most times it's always coming from the place of empathy. Who are the people defending the country? Let's talk about hard jobs too, right? You go to the seas, weathers under the seas, construction sites. To the table you are standing on, I can tell you a man built this
So you're
thing.
speaking to
If
physical
you go
power.
Hold on.
You're
hold
speaking
on,
to physical
hold
power,
on.
right?
It's part of it.
Exactly.
When you
No,
talk
you're
about
speaking to
equality,
physical power,
when
right?
you're talking
That's
about
the
equality,
point.
it's all round.
And I'm
When
going to
you're talking
give you
about
like a
equality,
very
it's all round.
elaborating...
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay,
please.
yeah.
You've been voted out by your teammates.
Can women ever be equal with men? It can never happen. It can't. It's just a bitter truth. Where women are more effective more than men, most of the time, not all, in the area of pleasure or maybe hospitality, because women are perceived to be docile and soft, like being a stripper or being a club PRO or being a caregiver or whatever. They assume that women are more docile in such areas or such career paths. But come to other things, you notice that most of the time, it's often men. The most important thing is we coexist as partners to support each other.
So I watched tennis, right? And the last year's US Open, the female final had more viewers than the male final because the male final was boring. I watched it. That is to say that I don't even think that all men are equal.
Okay, let me answer.
Wait, hold on. I don't even think that everybody, male or female, is equal. When it comes to strength, financial standing, we're not all equal, right? So I don't know. So this problem saying men and women can never be equal, I don't know equal in what sense. But I think that we all have our strengths, right? So I think that we should all play to our strengths. A fight breaks out now. Yes, if there's a woman here who has muscles, she'll probably fight herself because she's stronger than me, right? So it's not about who is stronger or fight. Every time when it comes
Pause! Kunke, you were voted out by your teammates. Rudiment, pick a new opponent.
So let's talk about the foundation here. What does equality mean? Equality basically means fairness. It does not mean sameness. We're not the same. Biologically, physically, we're not the same. We have different strengths and different weaknesses.
Sorry, make me understand something. The word equal,
Yeah.
you mean fairness, not same.
No.
Okay.
Fairness in we have the same opportunities, right? If we walk into an organization, for a job interview, we are judged based on our capabilities.
I can give more value, but we
That's
should
what I'm
be
saying.
fair.
We are judged based on our capabilities, not based on gender. Or you're given the job not because you're a man, but because you're capable.
Who
exactly.
delivers,
So that's
right?
what equality is. That's
The
what we're
point is
fighting
about
for.
what delivers, right?
Exactly. So it's not a gender thing. Men and women can never be the same because we're different in our own ways. So when we're talking about equality, we're talking about fairness. That is the major premise.
When you say equality, they're just saying fairness. It can't be just fairness on your side. What about the guy's side? Let's be fair to each other. It still boils down to the fact that we are not equal at all. Myself, I always pray to God that I want to be so rich that my wife is not working because she wants to make money, but she's working because she loves what she's doing.
Informed feminism is talking about we want both sexes to be treated with equal respect, to be given same opportunities based on your capabilities and not based on your gender, something you have absolutely no hand in, no choice in.
Pause! Sharon, pick a new opponent.
So, men and women can never be equal. Yes, I do agree with
Okay.
that. But we can achieve equilibrium, which means that male energy, female energy can come together and basically
Complement each other.
complement each other.
Yeah.
Generally, men are more aggressive. Their ego really has contributed to a lot of the progress that humanity has made. The audacity. Would you have dug for oil?
Now, what I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
Air travel.
But
Like, you get
the thing is that men being predisposed to these, attributes, it's because that's what society has told them to do.
I disagree with that.
No.
I do believe that inherently men
You
are
think we have innate
more aggressive.
features that
Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that. I believe that our brain makeup is different. I believe that we
But then
believe
do you
and
also
have
agree
different worldviews.
that society also tells us how we should behave, how we should act? I was having a conversation with someone and he was telling me about how, this guy acts like a woman. I was like, how does a woman act? Who determines these things?
Society. And society is largely men. For the
Exactly.
most part, it's
Which
been
is a
men.
patriarchal society, exactly.
Wanting to make men and women equal is itself anti-feminist. It's ironic. We are basically saying by your own self that men are superior by trying to be like men. You want to be king. Why? What's wrong with queen?
Even the patriarchy we're talking about suppresses men themselves. Boys in their early 20s have to make money from somewhere just because you need to fund somebody's lifestyle and all of that, just insane expectations on men. And it is not realistic and it can be very harmful. And that's what feminism is here to change.
Men and women cannot be equal.
Yeah.
Can never be. That's what creates the balance. A woman could be more active in a certain phase than a man would. So the same thing
And
goes.
vice versa.
Yes, vice versa.
When we talk about equality, we're talking about fairness, humanism. We're accorded the same respect. You're accorded respect because you're a human, on the basis that you're a human being.
But you guys have lost the essence. I would say feminism have won already. There is no need of fighting.
No, we keep fighting.
You keep fighting. That's what is shifting it to misandry.
No. It's not misandry.
Yes.
Feminism has made progress today, and we're so grateful for that. But that does not mean that these things don't exist. We still have female genital mutilation. Do you know that? Child marriages.
Yes, that's why
we still keep fighting for these things.
What feminists are doing are just making noise online. If these are what is
Those are
happening,
making noise online, but we are outside on the field.
But
so you
you
cannot just base your argument based on the ones you're seeing online.
So what have you done personally? What have you done
Sharon,
personally?
you were voted out.
No, what I was saying is that, they are all just talking about it. What are they doing about it? Did you go there to try to cause a change or to make a change?
Feminism has brought us this far, and we're really grateful for, the strong women we had, some of them that are no longer alive today. And then we have women now also pushing that narrative. We've achieved a lot of things, but there's still so much work to be done.
So actually, I have been really, really curious to speak to you because I have been hearing you throw the word like that, misandry. And you asked me another thing what have they achieved? Do you know that you're right?
I didn't say what have they achieved. I was saying that, you keep clamoring online and all of that. Have you gone out to make those changes? So I was asking what changes have you made?
Yeah, there have been so many changes. So many women who go through this gender-based violence, most of them are being fought for by women. The fact that you do not have an interest in it and you do not search for them does not mean that they are not working. Because there are so many organizations that are set out to help women. And I will tell you for a fact, you are even enjoying majority of the achievement that feminism has brought to you today.
No doubt.
Yeah, and again, that's why I keep on asking you, when you keep on saying misandry, what exactly are you saying?
What I'm saying is that right now, what feminists are fighting for is dominance.
Could there be a possibility that you are misinformed? I need you to know that there are different kinds of feminism. There's liberal feminism, there's radical feminism, there's informed feminism, there's misinformed feminism, there's even eco-feminism. So there is a chance that you've met with the radical feminists. The radical feminists are the ones online majority of the time. She is an example of a radical feminist. She is an example of an informed feminist. Can you see the differences now? And I'm very sure you can see it practically from how we've spoken so far. I'm a liberal feminist in the sense that I support our own opinion of saying women should have choice to decide to be submissive, to decide to be all of these things. But I think a lot of you do not get that submissive part of it, of that conversation. Feminist has never for once come out to say, if you want to get married and decide to be a housewife, don't. There is never been a point. There has never been a point. I will tell you something. If I tell you to bring it out, see, with you outside here, I'm really interested in you, because I've been wanting to speak to you. I'm really glad that we get this opportunity to talk. So maybe we could speak outside here, so you tell me many things that makes you think feminism is bad. I was so interested in her. Every single person has a reason for being anti-feminist. You don't. You were just there, naive. Every single time you speak to her, she's mentioning misandry.
I've learned to be open-minded, listen from both sides. They all say things that make sense. What I'm just against is feminism losing its essence.
Talking has brought us as far as talking can bring us. And what we now need to do is put activism in the back burner and act more, do more with the rights that we now have. That I have little brothers, and I don't want a world where you're automatically a bad guy because you're a man.
Chimamanda says something, let's raise our boys and our girls differently, right? Let us make sure that the next generation has it better. As an anti-feminist, it's okay. I get that the extremists have, maybe put a sour taste about feminism in your mouth, but then just do your research. Have conversations like this, right? Be open-minded, and then you understand that we are truly coming from a good place and we're fighting for each other.
I like that they were very reserved, actually, because I think our table was very loud. And they looked like they were willing to listen more than our side. I'm sorry for not the table, but they looked like they were willing to listen. As my side looked like they were just wanting to talk.
The conversation started off lightly, but I had to get loud for you to hear me. It's not every time good girl. Sometimes, Shewere, you can't progress in a society if everybody is calm. You need the mad people.
I actually agreed with what the feminist guy said, and I just wish more of them believed that they are fighting for humanism. I'm like, then we should all call it humanism.
My advice to feminists out there is, I'm sorry this might break you, but you can never win a war with men. You cannot. You cannot. Every good man is partially a feminist. The original idea of feminist is encouraging women to do well. So if I'm a good man, I want my woman to do well.
We've come to the end of this debate. We would appreciate if you can end these debates cordially by stepping over to each other's sides and shake hands.
What's your name?
Sorry, what's your name?
I stretched a hand to shake her and she ignored me, despite insulting me. And that's to tell you how mature I can act. I'm not even trying to hype myself.